Roll the coin. We know the truth now. Put where you're from in the chat. Put where you're from in the chat. Put the coin in the chat. Roll the coin. Put where you're from in the chat. Put the coin in the chat. Now we're going to get personal today. We're going to get personal today. We're going to get personal today. North Carolina, what up? New Jersey, what up? We're going to get personal today. Everybody want to get personal with me, trying to make me out to be something that I have never been and I am not. So let's go back in time. Roll the coin. We're going to get personal today. Y'all roll with me today. I'm going to get personal today. UK, Oakland, Chicago, roll the coin. We're going to get personal today. A lot of people attacking me, claiming I'm this, claiming I'm that. I don't know you people, bro. I don't know you motherfuckers. Oh, y'all trying to attack me. I don't know y'all, bro. Don't act like you know me. You don't know my background. You don't know my history. Don't put no labels on me, bro. I have no labels. I am under no type of control from no type of entity. Roll the coin. That's for suckers. Only suckers get controlled by entities. Only suckers get controlled by money and fame and ego. That's sucker shit. Do you know where I'm from? Do you know where I'm from? I'm finna break it all down. You want to know who we know the truth now is? I'm finna show you. Y'all all Freemasons. Everyone rocking jewelry. Rocking that jewelry now. Y'all sold out. I see everything. What you see? A piece of jewelry? I'm a Mason because I wore a piece of jewelry. Roll the coin. This is the low vibration we know the truth now got to deal with. I put a chain on, a watch. I'm a Freemason. Roll the coin. See, throughout history, I have watched people's own people turn on them just because anything they turn on you, bro. They try to make you out to be anything you're not. You got to go by the teachings and the virtue of the person. You don't go by what the person got on or what the person is able to do. You don't go off of that. I had a life way before I put a piece of knowledge on the internet, people. Now, just because it seemed like I started wearing some jewelry, which I already had, I just don't never wear it. Just because it seemed like something pop up and something start to happen in somebody's life, it seems like people want to attack you. You got the right one, baby. You got the right one. Now, lately, it's been people, Mississippi T Money, Killer B. You see that? Hold on. You see Killer B? You see Killer B? You see what my Mississippians call me? The Mississippians know me. The internet don't know me. The Mississippians know. You see Mississippi T Money say Killer B 100. That's before we know the truth now. Killer B. Now, who is Killer B? That's what you need to be asking. He ain't no Mason. He ain't none of that. Mason? I ain't got time to be no goddamn Mason. Who I look like? My people from Mississippi. Blood all the way back before Mississippi was a state. We ain't got time to join no organizations other than Family Matters. I'm down with the family and the people. This ain't got nothing to do with no Freemasonry, no damn African. I don't got nothing to do with no Moors. I don't fuck with none of that. You see what my boy just called me, didn't it? This is what they called me in the hood. This is what they called me in the hood. I ain't telling him to put that in the chat. That's my motherfucking name, Killer B. Roll the coin. Where you think the B come from? Brian, Killer B. Right? You see the old chain? That's my old chain with the B. Killer B, I've been wearing that shit before I got on the internet. This ain't got nothing to do with no Freemasonry. Nobody that payola me. I payola my goddamn self. There's a difference between me and somebody else. I don't need no money from no people trying to get me to lie to my people, bro. I can make money on my own. I am a man, bro. I've been putting in work since 2006. I was putting in work. Roll the coin. This ain't got nothing. You see some jewelry and you think somebody just happened to get something. I had shit all my life because I hustled for it and I worked for it. Roll the coin. Ain't nobody gave me nothing. True enough, a couple of months ago, somebody tried to shoot me an email and try to get me to change my direction of what I teach my people. Guess what I told them? My great grandma said, no, nigga. Don't email me no more. Or we gonna have a problem. Don't even email me, bro. I don't play no games, bro. I am not for sale. I am not for purchase. I am not selling out. I'm not doing no pagan worship. I'm not doing no funny business, bro. I'm from Mississippi. We stand tall on principles. Now, if your people sell out where you from, that's on your people. My people don't bend. We don't break. We don't sell out. Roll the coin. This is only reason I'm doing this because this type of shit bothers me. I ain't never lied to my people. I ain't never got on here and tried to mislead my people. I ain't never talked bad about my people. Never will. Why you think I'm a Freemason? Because I spoke up on somebody else being a Freemason? Nah, that ain't how that work. I'm from Mississippi. That Freemason shit is from up north. We don't do that in the SIP. Now, we got some Masons down south, true enough, but they don't know no better. I got friends that are Masons, and I be talking about them like a dog. I be like, bro, these folks that hid your history, trying to make you something you not, and you still want to join these people fraternities, bro. You don't know me, bro. I don't need no help, no backup. I ain't trying to sign up for a motherfucking thing, ever. I was wearing jewelry in 2006 with a pocket full of hundreds. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, bro. I see y'all rocking jewelry, you sold out. Sold out what? Sold the trap house out? That's all we selling out in Mississippi. We not selling out nothing. We stick to the code. Well, I stick to the code. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. 2013, Mississippi, pocket full of hundreds. I'm a little ass kid. 2013, way back. Didn't even have no beard, pocket full of hundreds. You think I care something about a Mason? Do you think I care anything about a Mason? Do it look like I give a damn about making some money from some evil people? Not truth now. You better take that shit over to the po folks. My people po, but we gonna damn sure change that. We gonna work on it. Yeah, we started out poor, but we ain't gonna end up poor. We were born poor, but we gonna die on top. Roll the coin. That's what got to go on in Mississippi. Yeah, I was born poor, 2-bedroom shack, 15 people, but we ain't gonna leave here like that. No, our spirit too big. Our ancestral spirit too big. They can't hold us down, bro. We ain't got to join nothing to get nothing, bro. That is a poor mentality of a people that is against their own people. You see me with a watch on and a bracelet and a ring talking about I done sold out. Nigga, you lost your mind. I could have bought that shit in 2008. Don't play with me, bro. I'm not the guy to play with that, bro. Don't do me like that. I take that very serious. That's disrespect. That's disrespect. Roll the coin. That is very disrespectful of you. Roll the coin. That That is very, very, very disrespectful of you to play with me like that. Roll the coin. Now, we make our own way. We don't get bought out. We make our own way where I'm from. I made my own way where I'm from. I don't know nothing about no Mason from other than what I know about them people and what I studied, bro. I'm not a part of it. My great-grandma told me that you are indigenous, you are original to the land, son. Everything else is not original to the land. So don't even fuck with it. And that's what I done my whole life. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We know the truth now. Never cared about no money. Do you know where I'm from? Do you know what I do before I ever got on the internet? You don't know me, bro. You can't buy me, bro. I'm not gonna, I would die before I lie and sell out, bro. This money hard earned, bro. Ain't nobody gave me nothing to do nothing with no type of information. You can't even come to me with that. Let's keep going. Let's go back. Young, we know the truth now. Killer B right there. That's Killer B right there. Yeah. That's Killer B right there. Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Killer B. Go look him up. Roll the coin. Stop playing, bro. Don't do this right here. Got some jewelry, you a Freemason. You sold out, I see it. What you see? Me taking care of myself? That what you see? Y'all gotta stop doing this type of stuff to people trying to teach the right way, bro. You do this to people who are against your people, bro. I ain't against my people, bro. Roll the coin. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, bro. This ain't nothing, bro. This ain't nothing, bro. The people worth everything, bro. Not materialism. Get that out your head, bro. Stop letting a shiny object make you think somebody sold out, bro. That ain't how this shit go, where I'm from. This just a trophy of what I happen to be, make for myself. And I didn't hurt nobody and I didn't do nothing bad to nobody for it. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. My old jury, yeah. This before I even TikTok was ever even invented. This before I ever had a YouTube page. I was reading books looking like this. Didn't teach nobody. I was learning myself. I was teaching myself. I knew back then, before I even got on the internet, I was trying to learn about my people and my history, bro. And one day I said, I'm just going to start putting it out here, bro. Why not? I done read too much. I know too much. My ancestors put too much fat on my head. Somebody could learn, bro. That's the only difference between me and somebody else. I didn't do this. I didn't come here to be no celebrity, bro. Look at these people all in the comments. Check this out. All in the comments. Check this out right here. Look. Basically, he's saying he a Mason. No, the hell I'm not. African Masons led by other foreigners. I didn't say nothing about I'm on damn Mason. Get out my comments with that bullshit, bro. These people took our land, killed our ancestors, lied about who built the buildings, put governments on our people, locked them up, brought the drugs over here, put the alcohol here, put the guns over here, and then y'all want to sit there and try to call me out my name. When all these other people that done all this evil shit, and when I speak on it, I'm a part of it. Nah, I ain't no part of no boule. No. Prince Hall, and no, I ain't part. I never walked in a Prince Hall masonry building in my damn life. I'm not going in there. It's evil. Y'all people are materialistic bound. Y'all will do whatever it takes to come up materially. Even if that means the destruction of your own people that look like you. That ain't what I prescribe to, bro. I ain't with that. I ain't never, not 1% of me is with that bullshit. Roll the coin. So all y'all in my comments talking like he a Mason. He got some jewelry. He signed, he done sold out. No, this ain't no rap jewelry, nigga. This ain't no rapper jewelry. Roll the coin. Y'all gonna stop playing with me, bro. Y'all gonna stop playing with me, bro. For real. I ain't one of these other guys. I'm not one of these other guys. Simon Taylor, great-great-great-grandfather. Susanna Reed, great-great-great-grandmother. Sarah Lee Taylor is my great-grandmother. They are the children of Simon and Susanna Reed. You see that? This my great-grandmother. These are her parents. Simon Taylor, Susanna Reed. Let's keep going. Simon Taylor, Mississippi. Simon Taylor, Mississippi. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. He the head of the household. Oh, this, Big Name. Hey, get ready to get Big Name out of here on the break. He better get in the box. Big Name better get in the box. 5, 4, 3. Get him out of here, Keisha. Roll the coin. Mississippi. This the census from 1890. Let's keep going. Talking slick in the comments. Don't talk slick. I fight back. I fight back. I'm a wild Indian, Nick. I'm a wild Indian. I'm a wild Indian. I'm a tobacco smoking wild Indian. Yeah, I fight back. Roll the coin. 1879. Simon Taylor, Mississippi. We finna go back to the ancestors. Yeah, everybody from Mississippi. You ain't even gonna see Alabama on here. You ain't even, let alone Africa. No, you gonna see Sippy, Mississippi, all the ancestors. Let's keep going. 1879, Simon Taylor, great-great-great-great-grandfather, right here, Mississippi, melanated, got a cotton and tobacco field. He got a cotton and tobacco field, and I'm finna show it to you. He passed it down to my grandmother, who is my great-grandmother, Sarah Lee Taylor, and I'm finna show you. Yeah, talking about a Moor. I'm gonna show you what we is. I'm gonna show you what we is. Susanna Taylor, 1882, 68 years old, Mississippi. Changed her to a Negro. They changed her to a Negro. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Simon and Susanna Taylor. Sarah Lee Taylor is my great-grandmother. Simon and Susanna Taylor, Mississippi. They child, Sarah Lee Taylor, is my great-grandmother. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Families on the land. How many people live on the family farm? We know the truth now. 202 family members on the family farm. Members of the family. 202. These ain't no motherfucking Africans. Roll the coin. 202 of us on our own land in the middle of the country in Mississippi. Them ain't no. I thought Africans got brought on the boat, separated. Why my whole family together on their land? Yeah. See, you gotta know how to read this shit. See, people playing and acting like we just making up we from the land. No. We got 202 family members on the land of the farm, people. Roll the coin. He say 1879, after slavery. My family was never enslaved. See, so fuck slavery. Palsky, get in the box. Get in the box, Palsky. Get in the box, Palsky. Get in the box. Let me talk to you, because I'm on some whole other time today. My family
Yeah.
was never
When
enslaved.
was
You
slavery
hunter
in?
gatherer. My family owned land before Mississippi was a state. You hunter gatherer. We
It
never
doesn't
was
show that.
enslaved.
It
If we
doesn't
were
show that.
enslaved, we
It
wouldn't
doesn't
have
show
a
that,
thousand
bro. It
acres
doesn't
of
show that.
tobacco. If we were enslaved, we wouldn't have 1,000 acres of tobacco. What kind of slave you know got 202 of his family members on their own farm? Before or after slavery? You idiot. I thought slavery broke the family up. I thought it was 1 or 2 Africans here and there on a boat with no family members. Huh? So they snatched my whole family from Africa, enslaved them, let them go, and then gave them 1,000 acres of tobacco with 202 people on the land. It don't make no fucking sense. I'm sick of y'all, bro. Y'all ain't got the intelligence of a damn bird, bro. Roll the coin. Can't no hunter-gatherer tell me nothing. Not a damn thing. You never will. Y'all might as well get ready to take We Know the Truth now out of here, because I'm talking shit. Roll the coin. 202 on the land, on our own farmland. Let's keep going. I thought we were Africans. Ain't no Africans got no 1,000 acres of tobacco. Where they do that at? Huh? Let's keep going. Mississippi. Where you from, Truth? Where's Simon from? Mississippi. Mississippi. Where the rest of the family from? These are all my family members. Mississippi, 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 Mississippi. Where are you from? These are all my family members. Mississippi, 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 Mississippi. Where Africa at? Where Africa at? You see it? Anybody see Africa on the list? Point Africa out if you see it. Everybody from the SIP. All the way through the cousins, all the way through the uncles, all the way to the goddamn grandmas. Where is Africa? Where the hell is Nigeria? Where it's at? Watch this. Nativity. Watch this. Watch this. Roll the coin. Nativity. Who they native to? Nativity. Mississippi. We got one North Carolina and South Carolina in there, but I see Mississippi, North Carolina everywhere. This is Simon Taylor. Mississippi. He native to Mississippi. He didn't come from no damn Africa. Roll the coin. If he was native to Africa, they would put Africa right there. Let's go back. I went too far. Let's go back. He is a farm head. He owned a farm. Roll the coin. Hold on. He rolled the farm. He had the farm. He was farming cotton, and this the end of it. Cotton and tobacco on the farm with 187 people of the family. Roll the corn. Do y'all see a coat of arms? No. Do you see the Ottoman Empire on here? No. Do you see my family bought some land from a plantation owner with mounds on it? No. The mounds were already on the land that my people owned. The government didn't give them their mounds. It been there since the family line been there. Roll the coin. Nativity, Mississippi. Roll the coin. Everybody from the SIP. Everybody. We got a little Georgia right there. We got Virginia right there. But boy, Mississippi all through there. All my family members. All the way back to the 1800s. Mississippi. They are all related, people. Ain't nobody coming from no Africa with all of these relatives on the same land. How is that possible? How is that possible? That's Alabama. I don't think that's California. That's Alabama. How is that possible? How is all these cousins in one spot? I thought they split us up for slavery. We never got back together. All these people from the South, bro. If you were African and they split you up for slavery, you wouldn't be with your kinfolks farming y'all own fields, bro. That's common sense. It'll be one over here, one over there, one way up there. These people all together on the same land. You want to see it again? Roll the coin. Members of the family, 202. The dwelling house, 183 people of the area where they live. The farm, people. Ain't no YT people out there until they came and sharecropped. They started sharecropping with my great-great-great-grandfather and took the land through taxes, bro. That's what happened. That's what happened. This was their land. You know how I know it's their land? Because my great-grandmother still owned some of that land when she moved to Jackson, Mississippi. If it was a plantation, she wouldn't own none of it. She still owned like 15 acres of this land. After the sharecroppers bought up most of the land, she kept the land where the burials was at and where the old house was at. And that's the land she took me to visit during the summer. Now do you understand the story? Now, roll the coin. Sarah Lee Taylor, who taught me what I know, right here. Great-great-grandmother born in 1909. Died in 2005. Right? Roll the coin. She taught me about this Hebrew. She taught me about the mounds. Ain't no book teach me about that. My great-great-grandmama taught me that. I was young and she was still old teaching me that in the 90s. Roll the coin. You don't know what the hell you talking about. You don't know me. You don't know my people. You don't know what they done or what they capable of doing. Don't get on the internet and try to sneak this, bro. I'm not these other guys, bro. I'm not them people. I'm from the land. I don't know what the hell they talking about. I know what I'm talking about, though. And what I'm talking about ain't got nothing to do with no secret society. Never have, never will. The knowledge is for the people to know. We don't hide no knowledge where I'm from. Our people are already oppressed. If you hide knowledge from people who are already oppressed, we should cut your damn head off. That's why I go at these people. You don't give your own people misdirection. You never do that. If you do that, you really supposed to be chop suey, nigga. Don't make me go back to the old laws. That's what we really gonna have to get back to. Taylor gang, nigga. Roll the coin, man. Now let's get into a couple of little knowledge. Now, my great-grandmother told me that the Jackson, Mississippi Capitol building was already there, built out of limestone from mound builder descendants. Look at these regular ass houses around that castle, man. This is hunter-gatherer. This is us. Now do you see the difference? Let me take you to the old pics. She said there are Corinthian columns on this building because Corinthian come from corn. Corinth in the Bible come from corn, son. I want you to learn that. That's how you break the code. She taught me that. Now let's go through what my ancestors taught me. Not no Moor, not no Mason, not no damn, none of that. I'm going to go by what the ancestors taught me. This building was already there with great melanated people. Then they start building up this raggedy shit around it, trying to live in the area where the beautiful buildings were. These became downtown areas. Why do you think all the Capitol buildings in America look the fucking same? Why do you think that? Because a certain people built all of them. That's why they look the same. Talking about Greek, Greco-Roman. Nah, y'all ain't built that. Got corn columns in the building, bro. Grandma put me on that. Let's keep going. Yeah, Grandma put me on that. Roll the corn. Look what they say. See, this is the type of stuff, this is what I want to see right here, because this the truth. Look. You the hardest on YouTube, bro. Ain't nobody teaching that shit. You the hardest on here, brother. You teaching it. This what I want to see because this what I strive to be. I'm not going to leave my people wrong, bro. I'm going to give it to you how it is. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Now, let's go look overseas right quick. Look at that. What is that? Overseas with the X, built out of buildings. That sign was first seen in the Mississippian culture, people. I told y'all we went around the world and put these monuments all over the world, and they acting like they built them, turning it into churches. Roll the corn. That's the truth. Let's keep going. Do you see the X on the mound? Do you see the X on the mound? That's all I'm going to ask you. That's all I'm going to ask you. That's Atlantean X. That's the so-called Atlantean did that. That's the Mississippian culture X. Yeah. Mound building with the X. They don't want the truth. They don't want the truth. Here we go right here. Mississippian culture. There you go right there. There you go. Right there. Check your boy out. Look at your boy with the circle with the X. Yeah. That's our symbolism. There ain't no goddamn X-Man. There ain't no Dr. Xavier. There ain't no Wolverine, no Cyclops. We the X-Men. We put the X that marks the spot of the mound and the cold dish. Fuck Xavier. He ain't got nothing to do with this. Roll the corn. That's where they get the X-Men ideology from. Look at these mounds. Got doors on the side of them. See? Overseas, the door is still on the mound. Overseas, they ain't blocked the mound entrance off. Over here, they blocked the mound entrance off. Overseas, mound wide open. You can walk right up in there. You can walk right into Timuli. Over there in England. Our people built this over there. Because the cornfield right there. Roll the corn. Nah, God. This is way after us. We gave these people this knowledge. You think this the start of the knowledge? You out of your mind. This way behind us. This thousands of years after the Mississippian culture put this knowledge out. Naga and the snake. This is after, way after us. This stuff is probably ain't number 2,000 or 3,000 years old. Ain't got nothing to do with no mound building. It's over 10,000 years old. It's the same knowledge, but this is not. This is way after the knowledge passed down to different areas, right? This not where you get your knowledge from the beginning. This not the beginning. This way behind the beginning. This ain't it. See, people teaching from this. This ain't old enough, people. Roll the coin. Now, let's get into something else. Now, watch this. Watch this. Read this right here. Watch this right here. Ancient Hebrews kept the Passover called the green corn dance. The Passover, Jewish Passover. Y'all got that from the green corn dance, huh? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? These people not gonna let we know the truth now, just expose all this foolishness. The copper color American Hebrew kept the Passover called the green corn dance. American Indians, James Adair wrote the book about the mound and the pyramid builders and the Indians in the Southeast. We done the Passover than the green corn dance. Let's do that. Let's break that down, truth. They don't want to know. They acting like they know. All this shit come from here. Passover. Let's do it. Let's do it. Roll the coin. The holiday, Pesach, or Passover, falls on the Hebrew calendar dates Nisan, 15 to 22nd. Nisan is a star with the star alignment that our people mapped out. Right? Begins sundown, April the 5th. Passover. Right? Watch this. The green corn ceremony occurs late July, August, where the corn crops ripens, and fasting is a key part of the ceremony, often lasting several days. Fasting comes from the green corn ceremony. Fasting comes from the green corn ceremony. Fasting comes from the green corn ceremony, not from Ramadan. Rama mean corn too. Rama mean corn. The Passover come from corn of the green corn. All that spirituality came from here. Why are y'all fasting? Because we fasted with the green corn ceremony. I knew y'all weren't smart enough to come up with that, hunter-gatherers. I knew it. I knew it. I just gotta find a receipt. That's all. Once I find a receipt, I'm on y'all ass, bro. Y'all would even have no culture nowhere if it wasn't for us. The Middle East or Africa. We start fasting during the green corn ceremony. They are fasting during the Passover, Ramadan. Same stuff. Can't teach you no better. Now, this book right here got a lot of Moors in it, but they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Right? The term African and the brand accepted and used by many African American, a term, no nationality, no heritage. African American has no nationality or no heritage, which derived from the name of the Roman general Cornelius Scipio Africanus, also known as Scipio the African. Roll the coin. That's where it come from. Roll the coin. Canada is named after Canaanite. Roll the coin. Hold on, man. Let me slow down. The land of Cain, Phoenician was a language originally spoken in the coastal, blah, blah, blah. Canaan derived from Cain, where the term Canaan or the North American region called Canada was derived. That's deep. The Canaan Moors, that's what they say. Roll the coin. But we're going to get deeper than that. They don't know no better about the Moor. They don't know no better. They just call everybody melanated Moors, right? Something on here, something else on here I want to show y'all. Let me see. Now, Romans thoroughly documented the lives of indigenous so-called Africans, to whom they commonly referred to as Moors, right? Recruited Moors for their exceptional skill in battle. One such Moorish general, this dude, described in Epitome, was skilled. He was made the emperor of the Roman province of Mosiah. See, this is YT people and African knowledge. This ain't got nothing to do with us people. I'm just trying to show y'all the difference. This is African Moors, YT Europeans in Rome, in Europe, in Africa, doing their thing across the water. Now, when they get through doing their thing, they come over here, both of them, with the bullshit. This ain't got nothing to do with America. You see it, right? Africans, Moors. See that? This back in 207 AD. See, this way back. So you got to go way back to these people's history, right? Africans were made Catholic patron saints, such as the popular Maurice. Africans are saints, people. Africans are Roman Catholic saints, people. What does that tell you? They are down with the Roman Empire. God damn, do I gotta break everything down about these Moors? Ain't nobody exposing them. You gonna try to call me one of these people? This ain't us. These people are trying to survive. They are trying to do whatever it takes to survive on their land. These people are the first Roman Catholic priest. Rome is the reason the world fucked up today. Do you hear me? Roll the corn. Africans were made Catholic saints. Do you see that? Let's keep going. Roll the corn. Roll the corn. Now, a well-known Catholic saint from Africa was Victor Maurice. Victor the Moor. Victor the Moor, Catholic saint. Do you get the picture of the words that's coming out of my damn mouth? Do that sound like he indigenous to America? This man is an African Roman Catholic saint. And you talking about we Moors. No, the fuck we ain't. No, we ain't. Who told you that? A dummy taught that? Not a real nigga. A real nigga ain't taught that. Real nigga ain't taught no more is from here. Now, you see where he from. He an African turned into a damn Catholic saint. There you go. The first Catholic saints. The first Catholic saints. Saint Victor Maurice. This ain't us. This ain't us. Now let me explain something to y'all. Something to think about. Something to think about, y'all. Think about this. If they are bringing Christianity to America to put on the people, the Africans already had Christianity. Why would you bring an African on a boat, then put Christianity back on him? He already had Christianity thousands of years before he ever got here, right? Why would you reteach the African slave Christianity? They already had it. You teach the new people who don't have that religion. You don't teach the old motherfucker the religion. You teach the new ones. These are not the people they were trying to put the Bible on. They had already put the Bible on these people before they ass ever even thought about coming over here. Do you see the difference now? Somebody said the Ottoman Empire. Oh my God. Ooh. Y'all the truth. Roll the corn. This what this is about. They already had it, people. Let's go back. Let's go look at the dates. 303 AD. They didn't come to America to 1492, people. That is 1,100 years Africans are turned into Catholic saints of Christianity before they got to America. Moors, Freemasons, goddamn Moors. Way before they got over here. They already were indoctrinated and down with the move. Right? So why would you snatch a slave from Africa and teach him something that has already been taught in Africa 1,000 years before? That don't go together. Shit don't go together, man. Message. Look at these people. This the other guy on the other slide I showed you. He's not our people, man. Y'all out here talking about a black Jesus over there in Europe. They're not our people. They go black Jesus right here. A Moor. Roll the coin, man. You better go back and do some history. Here we go. We got more. We got more on the Moors. Roman Empire, Africans slowly began repopulating Southern Europe. Around 711, General Tariq al-Gabral, Islamized African native, this is where Gibraltar, the name comes from, right? Led a major invasion beyond the same peninsula, his fortress, which we can, you can see it on his website right here, right? Roll the coin. Southern France. For 750 years, the Moors would lead Spain into an unprecedented era of freedom of association, religion, education, and enterprise. Now, this is their culture over there. Now, what's important about this that you cannot forget, you cannot forget our ancestors had already put mounds and temples in these areas of Europe and Spain and France and Russia. It was already there. So when the Moors take over, they control the buildings that was already there. They didn't build them. They didn't build them. Roll the coin. Then, when the YTs uprise and take it back from the Moors, now they occupy the buildings. That's why it says founded on buildings. So the Moors were the first people to usurp the mound building culture that already had put mounds and already had put temples in these areas. Then the YT bust their head and take it from them. Passing down of ancient cities, people. That's why they say ancient cities got layers of civilizations. You got the mound building era, the old world. You got the Moors. Then you have the YT Catholic, Christians, Roman Catholic Church on the back end. They still own it today, right? You got to understand it. You got to understand before the Moors ever kicked any knowledge in Europe, they had already usurped the ancient culture that had already been through there. Egypt, mound builders, all that stuff, they had got all the knowledge from there. And the reason they stayed in these places, because the agriculture was already in these places. That's what built big cities in Europe. It built big cities in America also. In Mexico, it built wherever the ancient agriculture and the mounds was, ancient temples was, that's where the city go up. You think I'm lying? I just showed you Mississippi. I just showed you the sip. Let me show you the sip again if maybe you forgot. Maybe you forgot about it. Let me show you the sip again. Its mounds in these buildings are already erected on the land, people. All they do is move in because agriculture is in the area, because you can feed people in these areas, because ancient crop fields are still there. And they move in and build these fucking shacks around grand architecture. And we're going to call it Jackson, Mississippi, after Andrew Jackson. What y'all gonna name the city where we found that big ass castle at? Who is the guy kicking them Indians out of Mississippi? Andrew Jackson. We gonna name it after Andrew Jackson. That's where you get Jackson, Mississippi from. Roll the corn. It was already there, people. I showed y'all yesterday, the mound builders got caves. They pulled all type of limestone out, people. The mound builders pulled limestone out of caves, people. They made these buildings. Them the Tartarians, people. I done broke the code. The code broke. Okay, let me tell y'all what y'all go study. Go study, where did the limestone and granite come from in these buildings? They gonna say Illinois, Kansas City. They gonna say other places with granite and limestone mining companies. They set up mining companies where the ancient culture dug limestone and granite. Now YT people own mining companies that own the land where the granite and limestone came from that we use for these buildings. Now, why in the hell is this building built in 1890 and the limestone company ain't start to 1950? They talking about the limestone, where this came from. This building come from a company from the 50s, but the building 120 years old. It's the same limestone mine. It came from the same mine, but it came from ancient culture pulling it out. Every time you see a mining operation, they already found it because ancient mound builders already worked the copper field. They already worked the limestone. They already worked the granite and the Give me a 2 if you hear me. Give me a 2 if you hear me. Give me a 2, my phone ringing. Give me a 2 if you hear me. Give me a 2. Give me a 2. So, this going in my book, I'ma show y'all, they done tests on this limestone and sandstone and granite, and it go right back to mines in the Midwest, in the Midwest of America. And I'm gonna show you them ancient mines that companies own now, that they did not pull that out to build these buildings. They have found them mines already opened up. This was already there. Made by melanated people who descended from mound builders, people. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Let's get back to these Moors. Let me finish the Moors off. Let me finish them off, right? Now check this out. African native, right? His fortress is the earliest known medieval castle in Europe, built centuries before those of the Loire Valley and France. Whoa, hold on. The Moor is living in a castle in Europe, but it was built centuries before the valley in France. Centuries? It was already there. This didn't just happen in America. The Moors were taking castles our people built in Europe. That's what I'm trying to teach y'all. ERG, man. This man living in a castle he didn't even build. Ain't no Moor built them castle with them keyholes. That's our shit. Roll the coin. This is the biggest, deepest hardest, most gangster information you gonna get on the internet, bro. This why people can't figure stuff out. They don't know what really happened. They just give it to somebody. Oh, the Moors did it. The Moors did it. Nigga, ain't no Moor built that. They ain't even got no food. How the hell they building buildings look like this? You stupid, you lying to my people ass nigga. You so smart, you stupid. You think them people really done something over there. Them people are the first people to find the knowledge of the world, people. If the Moors the first people to take the buildings, they are the first people to take the ancient knowledge, right? You take whoever controls the ancient knowledge controls the world today. That's why the Moors ran Europe for 750 years, because they already had the knowledge of the culture we built before them that was 50 times smarter. When the YT take it from them, who ran the world after that? When the YT people took it from them, who ran the world after that? They did. They still run it today. Now you starting to understand what's going on? We getting back to what's really happened and getting back to our knowledge now. It's going to transfer over back to the original people real soon. Might be 100 years, might be 2. But we know the truth now, got the movement started. Y'all going to start looking at this stuff different. Now, I'm going to show y'all something that's going to explain the rest of the story. It's going to explain the rest of the story. They ran for 750 years because they had the knowledge of our people, of ancient culture. The mound building culture got all the knowledge. They the one built all the buildings, evolving from pyramids, from mounds all the way up to buildings. Then the Moors come take that and run that area because they got the knowledge and the food for 700. They got the agriculture fields and the knowledge for 750 years. Right? Let's keep going. The concept, right, of being a race is competition between opponents having singular goals, defeating the opponent. That's the real race. That's the real race, defeating of the opponent in the race. That's what race really means. It's a race to defeat your opponent to wealth, defeat your opponent into living good on this earth. That's what the European and the African go by. That's the race they go by. They go by the wealth race. We didn't do that over here. They bring their race shit over here. That's where it come from. Black, Negro, African American, mulatto, Creole, and they come from them. It's a race to the top with them, people. It's a race to the top. That's where they come from. We didn't create race. They created it. Now we got to beat these we got to beat them in a race. Now YT people want to beat us in the race of who having the better lives, seeming who to be the most intelligent people. They want to be the most intelligent, the most wealthy. They want to be the most well-spoken. They want to beat you in everything like it's a race. But we never done this. They done that. And they still racing against us today. That's why they hide information from our people, because if you hide the information, we can beat them in a race to the top. By the time they figure out we control the whole world, we can eliminate them. We can eliminate them because we beat them to the race. We beat them. That's their ideology, right? Let's keep going. That's fire, but that's the truth. That's the truth, people. So help me, that's the truth. Let me see where we was at. Afrikaners, Some I wanted to show y'all. Some I had. Victor of Milan. I already showed those. Let me see. The Valley, Race, okay. Crispus attacks. Crispus. Now, Noah Webster and Associated branded the Moors Blackamoor. Moor was dropped and replaced with customary term, nigger, Negro, colored, black. The use of the word nigger and nigger represents the spiritually dead people and not the Negritan people. So you like I saw Rashad Poet talking about it the other day. You go to court talking about you black and African, they will, because that's a trick to consider you dead. You dead. That come from Europe. These are European and Moorish ways of court in the court. You go in there, you are African American, you are dead. You dead. You dead. That's why they calling us these terms. African Americans, black. You dead in the courtroom. You dead as a doorknob. But some people try to use sovereignty and Moorish tactics in the courtroom. No, we just gonna burn the whole courtroom down. Fuck this shit. We ain't got time to do all. We ain't got time to go through all that. We just have to go in there and set the whole courtroom, shut the shit down, bro. That's the only way we're gonna get it out of here. You can't go in there and do no business with no criminals. They already got criminal shit set up. You are legally dead to them. Ain't no use of trying to reckon with them. You legally dead. Roll the coin. Own the land. Let's keep going. Finland, Sweden. Right? Sweden, United States of America ended the war with the Moors. The United States of America ended the war with the Moroccan Empire. Interesting. The Moroccan Empire and the United States, so-called United States of America, were at war over our land. Do you see the pattern? So all you people teaching that this was the black president. He was from the Ottoman Empire. This the first black president. No, the fuck he ain't. See, that's how people lie to you, bro. That's why I be telling y'all, man. Don't let these niggas lie to y'all, bro. Both of them the enemy. Both of them are the enemy. If two people break in your house at the same time, both of their ass the enemy. I'm busting at both of them. Bump, both of y'all got to get the fuck up out of here, because this ain't y'all shit. I don't care where you come from, what land. You could be one coming through this window, one coming through the garage, both of y'all robbing, both of y'all getting y'all issue. We know the truth now, gonna give both of y'all your issue. Roll the coin. That don't make you the first president because you the first melanated person trying to run somebody else's land. That make you a colonizer, nigga. And we got people on here teaching this the first president. It's the first. We ain't never had no president on the land. Think about it. Think about it, y'all. Where is the chief president of the mound at? Where he at? Where the Obama of the mound at? Ain't now. Ain't nothing but leaders of tribes. Ain't no damn president and no government and the cabinet and the executive and legislative. Ain't none of that on the land before colonizers got here. And I'm finna show you. We got to break this mentality, bro. People trying to teach all this Moorish history, slide it in under my people. You can't slide it in on the truth now, because I know real history. This the first black president, he was before George Washington. I don't give a fuck. He a colonizer. His ass from Morocco. He not from the land. Why is he trying to be the president? Man, you got to look at this stuff like a real nigga, man. Stop playing, bro. Get real. United States entered the war with the Moors and signed the Treaty of Peace and Friendship with the Emperor Muhammad, the Moorish Mason. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? Do you understand that? The only unbroken treaty, the longest unbroken treaty in the history of the United States. Why did the United States break every other treaty on the face of the earth, but they kept the treaty with the Moorish Masons? Now y'all starting to understand it. They must have some respect for them. They must was down with them. They must said, fuck it. They just join up and just take over these people's shit. That's what happened. That's why you got Moorish, melanated people's statues in America. When have you seen a melanated person with a statue in America if he not no more? Benjamin Banneker not a Moor. Jean Baptiste of Chicago is not a Moor. Frederick Douglass don't know nothing about no Moors. You a lie. That's who ran the country. You got to get down with them back in the early 1900s, 1800s to get anything accomplished. So when they throw up these statues of these melanated people, they come through Moors and Masonic laws. Y'all can stop playing, talking about Frederick Douglass don't know nothing about that, and his ass went to the Prince Hall Lodge every week. Think he just in there just sitting around kissing ass? He in there learning too. Frederick Douglass ain't no Moor, he no Mason. Why he in the damn Mason house every week? If you don't represent the rainbow, you don't go in the Rainbow Man house. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? If you ain't down with that bush, you don't entertain the bush. You don't pull up the bush. Man, we got people, our people, bro, it's some people on the land, bro, be putting comments in my section. They are the most ignorant people I have ever heard of. These people showing you they went to Prince Hall, talking about he went to the Ivy League college. How you think he got to the Ivy League college? He went through them people. That's who run it. Don't be no damn fool all your life, man. When you tried to get power in the old days in America, you going through Moors and Masons. Yes, you are. Ain't no just get your own power. You in the history book, you got statues, and you ain't never been down with them people. Y'all can stop that. Who built your statue? The government built statues. The government put Frederick Douglass statue up there. Now we know the truth now. He didn't put it up there. The government put it up there. Because he ran through them circles. Roll the coin. I got one more killer. I got another killer receipt with this. Hold on. Roll the coin. Now where we was at? The Constitution of the United States, the supreme law of the land, known as the United States of America, was created by the Moors, as in evident in its first paragraph. We, the people, adopt the Constitution. The Constitution originally comprised 7 articles, the national frame of government. Its first 3 articles entrenched the doctrine of the separation of powers, whereby the federal government is divided into 3 branches, right? This is Moorish teaching. Now, let me show y'all a hijack. Let me show y'all how they hijack shit. The Iroquois are the people who created the Constitution. The Iroquois was already usurped by the Moors. Oh my God. The Iroquois was already usurped. That Constitution ain't waving around. That motherfucker came from Moors, man. I told y'all the Moors make the laws over here. County, state, legislative, executive, separation of power. Because that's Moorish teaching in Europe. That's not American teaching. That's why I told y'all the whole damn thing fucked up. You can't start right here and think you're going to teach it. The whole system was already fucked up when it became in place. The presidents, the Constitution, all of it is coming from Moors and Europeans. All of it. That is not American literature. Talking about we the people adopt the Constitution. Adopt it? You adopted to a land you're not from. Adopt meaning somewhere that you won't even supposed to be. Just like an adopted, a redhead stepchild adopted. We're going to adopt this to the land. If it was of the land, we wouldn't have to adopt it. We're going to adopt it because it's not of here. Roll the coin. Let's keep going through this because it's very important. Congress, the executive consisting of the president. Judicial consisting of Supreme Court and other federal courts. Article 4, 5, 6 entrenched concepts of federalism, describing the rights and responsibilities of state governments and the state of relationship to the federal government, right? Constitution came into force in 1789. It has been amended 27 times. The first 10 amendments, known collectively of the Bill of Rights, offer specific protections of individuals' liberty and justice and place restrictions on the powers of the government. The reason they did that, because they didn't want, the Moors didn't want the YT people to have all the power, so you separate the government with different legislators. The government still works the same way today. This side got to vote with this side, and they got to come together with the same shit today. That ideology of left-wing, right-wing president, cabinet, Supreme Court comes from Europe. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? It's not of here. That is their teachings. So we were never wrote in their teachings. Therefore, I'm not trying to go in there with no paperwork and get no land from no people that ain't got nothing to do with you. He said, bruh, goaded. Roll the coin. Come on, man. We don't negotiate with criminals. You can't negotiate with them. Let's keep going. Now, amendments such as the 14th are irrelevant in that impressions Carters upon those constitution rests which have never been modified. I already claimed the men to be free. What the 14th Amendment created was the Negro as the matter of commerce, which holds no position in reality. There it is right there. There it is right there. The Negro as in the matter of commerce, which holds no position in reality. You ain't even real. The people of this land, the melanated people of this land are not even real. They are dead in these people's courtroom. Why do we want to go in there with some paperwork and we dead in their eyes in their courtroom? Do you feel me? Do you feel me? Now, here we go. The 9th president of the United States, George Washington, apologizes to the Masonic brother Emperor Muhammad III for not sending regular advices, a payment by one ruler or nation to another as acknowledgement of submission or price of protection, excessive tax. Why is George Washington paying Masonic leaders? Interesting. Let's keep going. President George Washington asked the emperor to recognize their newly formed government. The Moroccan Empire Moors were the first nation to recognize the 13 colonies as a sovereign nation. Allegedly, the emperor agreed to their recognition because 25 Moors were members of the First Continental Congress. 25 Moors from Europe were the first members of the First Continental Congress. These are the people these niggas is trying to tell you was the first president. Them not your people. Don't claim them people. No. George Washington and Morocco been working together. America and Morocco been working together forever, bro. Y'all don't know this shit? That's why people calling themselves Moors today. They linked in with these bloodlines of Europeans and Africans. Still going against what you, that's why when you say you an Indian, they be all in your Paul on your page. No, you're not. You from Africa. Roll the coin. Watch this. We ain't done. Watch this. Ask the emperor to recognize the newly formed government. Right? 25 more members of the first cabinet, right? George Washington from the original manuscript, right? Let's keep going. Now, I talked about this long time ago. but I got to do it again because people ain't understanding this, right? So the Moors and the United States governments come with the Sun-Dry Free Moors Act. The Sun-Dry Free Moors Act. Let's see what that is. A petition was presented to the House of Representatives from the Sun-Dry, numerous free Moors, subjects to the prince under the Emperor of Morocco, in alliance with the United States of America. The Sun-Dry Free Moors Act states that all free Moors may be tried under the same laws as the citizens, right? South Carolina, and not under the Negro Act. Whoa. Hold on. Y'all want to be tried like a YT citizen, but you don't want to be tried as a Negro. I thought y'all were the Indians. I thought y'all were the first Indians, the mound builders. Y'all trying to be down with the citizens, the YTs of South Carolina. Don't treat me like no melanated nigga Indian. Please don't treat me like that. Don't hang me on the tree. Don't put me in slavery. Don't charge me with murder and crimes and taxing and traffic tickets, and don't do that to me. I ain't no Negro. I'm a citizen like the YTs. That automatically shows we are not the same people. Automatically shows you we not the same people. So anybody who claiming it, you better go back and re-whip your process, bro. Because y'all was over here trying to be just like the YT citizen. You want the same rights as the YT citizen, new settler to South Carolina, and not them damn Negro Indians. Well, don't charge us like them. We don't want that smoke. Let's do a whole act in the Congress to keep that smoke y'all putting on the original people away from us. We don't want this smoke. Mouser, we don't want the smoke. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Man, I got to shrink this receipt right here. Y'all, hold on. Let me shrink this receipt. Roll the coin. Roll the coin. Put the 2 in the chat. I ain't going nowhere. Give me the 2. Give me the 2 in the chat. I ain't gone. I ain't done. I got a couple more receipts. I got a couple more receipts. Give me the 2. We got almost 500 people in the chat. I love y'all and I'm in love with you. I love you and I'm in love with you. Because I know who you are, the original people of the earth who brought all the knowledge to around the world. Roll the coin. Over 200,000 ancient pyramids and huge mounds on the earth in the shape of cones, animals, geometric design can still be found from the southern coast of America to Canada. These structures were built by people known as the mound builders. They were dark-skinned, woolly-haired, melanated people who were indigenous to North America and the Olmecs and some kin to the Olmecs of South America. Roll the corn. Now, check this out. Over 200,000 ancient pyramids and huge mounds on the earth shaped like cones and animals and designs, southern coast of America, which is Mississippi, all the way up to Canada. These structures were built by people known as the mound builders. They were dark-skinned, woolly-haired people. Right? And they are kin to the Olmecs of South America. You know how we kin? You know how the North American mound builder kin to the Olmec? I'm finna show you. Just like I taught it where the Olmec come from. Let's keep going. Screenshot that if you taught it where the Olmec come from. Let's keep going. Screenshot that if you need it. You might need that. You might need that. Watch this. Hold on. Shrink that down, big dog. Black-skinned natives, Americas long before the arrival of Columbus. Ancient American magazine from the distinctly Negro features of colossal Olmec sculpted heads and the pre-Aztec obsidian bowl upheld by a figure with unmistakably black characteristics to the bones of a Negro person excavated from a 2,000-year-old mound in northern Wisconsin. A wealth of material exists to establish the certainty of the non-white, non-Indian population living in pre-Columbian America along with other groups. Mound builders were huge. Ancient skeletons were 6 or 7 or 8 feet tall. The only other people on earth around this time were in Africa, melanated people. Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? The only people that tall, that old on the earth is melanated people, man. This ain't no damn native. They're not even evolved enough to be this fucking tall, man. Stop acting like these natives and white people in the mounds. Y'all weren't even evolved enough to be 7 feet tall. Ain't nobody but us 7 feet tall in 5,000, 4,000, 3,000 BC. Y'all stop playing. Y'all was some little ass hunter-gatherers with a big ass hump in your back. Walking around, y'all ain't growing up tall and 7 feet. Roll the coin. Stop playing. Stop playing, bro. Y'all walking around 4'8", hump in your back, neck all stiff, talking about y'all building mounds of dirt. Get the fuck out of here, man. Common sense just ain't so common these days, bro. I ain't done. How did the Olmecs get down there, Truth? How they get down there? Who had been known to build impressive stone pyramids in Central America? The notion that the Toltec and Aztec Mesoamerican cultures actually originated as the mound builders before moving southward. Let me read that again. The Toltec and Aztec Mesoamerican cultures actually originated as the North American mound builder before moving southward was quite popular in belief because that's what the fuck happened. Boy, the knowledge and the bloodline come from North America. It went south. That's how you get the Olmecs, the Mayans. That's how you get the Toltecs and the Incas and the Aztec bloodline, even though they start getting mixed, but we don't care nothing about that. We care about where did the knowledge of the line of the blood start? Right there in the Mississippi River, all the way up from the southeast to the Canada. Geometric region, 200,000 ancient pyramids and mounds from the coast of America, the Gulf of Mexico, the Mississippi River coming out the Gulf up to Canada, 200,000 pyramids and mounds. This is where the bloodline started at. Stop playing. It went south. It didn't come from south. It started up here, went down there with the knowledge. That's why the Olmec got the same X as the Mississippian. He got the same Jaguar as the Mississippian. You think that's a coinky dink? That's their ancestors. That's our motherfucking ancestors. Roll the coin. You gonna stop lying to my people today. Olmecs built mounds, people. Olmecs built mounds. These are Olmec mounds. You think they didn't come from mound building? They building mounds. Roll the coin. I got too many receipts. Who want smoke? Who won't smoke with truth now? Who won't smoke with truth now? Don't nobody want no smoke. This is called El Negro, melanated Olmec statue pushed inside of a mound. You better stop playing with me. You better go play with them other guys. Go play with Umar and the Pan Goofy community. Go play with the other cats who ain't got nothing to do with this. They say this ain't even y'all history, bro. Stop teaching it. Go teach your own history. Go teach your own history, bro. I'm tired of y'all. If you got that other blood in you, go teach that. Move around. We don't need you. We don't need you no more. We don't need you. We know what these people. We know what kind of people these people were. Yeah, we know what kind of people these people. Whoa. Look at the fro with the V shaped in the front. Come on, man. Roll the coin. This is a melanated person, bro. Come on, man. Stop it. Roll the coin. They descended from North American mound builders. How you think the North American mound builder look? Just like that. These are our people, bro. They did not come from no Africa. They got maize gods. The Mississippian got a maize god. The Olmec got a maize god. The Mayan got a maize god. Maize from here. The origin story of these people come from maize and the earth and astrology. Africa ain't got nail one of them. Africa ain't got no black soil. Africa ain't got no star alignment to our people went over there. Every time I look up an African culture with a star alignment, I see my people there. Dogon, Hebrew for corn. Y'all can stop trying to act like the Dogon. That's why the Dogon built them ancient stones over there in Africa, because they named after corn. The corn knowledge built that shit. Y'all gonna stop playing with my people. We are the greatest people ever in America. We are the greatest astrologers, mathematicians, mound builders, pyramid builders, Tartarian building builders. We know who we are now. So you can move around with all of that other fake knowledge, bro. Take the aliens out the equation. Take the YT out. Take the Moors out. Take all of that out. Go back to the old world. Here you go right here. Here you go. The corn and astrology and the agriculture and the black soil all go together from here. The red soil of Mizraim right there on the Mississippi River. The black belt is Kemet. Y'all can stop playing. The black belt in the southeast of America, that's the real Kemet. The Nile River is cultivated just like the Mississippi River, way after. And I can prove it. I can prove it. They done the Nile just like the Mississippi was done thousands of years before the Nile was done. These ain't no day. Woo! You got 5K on me. You bet it. Take the spread. Look, if anybody come play with me, take the spread. If Truth not gonna win by 10, I'm gonna win by 20. Take the spread. We getting the W. We don't want the money line. Take the spread. Roll the corn. Y'all gonna stop playing, acting like this is African knowledge. Osiris is a corn deity. Osiris is a corn deity, people. I just showed y'all Egyptians were eating premature corn, calling it the corn of Osiris. I showed y'all that. Didn't I show you that? Didn't I show you the corn in Mesopotamia? I showed you that too. I showed you the Anunnaki with the corn. Look up the Nineveh corn tablets. Didn't I teach y'all that? I single-handedly broke the world down, bro. I told you the Kushites from here. I told you the Kushites, the Nubians, are from America. They are experts with the bow and arrow. They taught the Egyptians Ma'at. The Nubians taught the Egyptians Ma'at. Ma'at comes from here. That's where the feather wearing comes from. Didn't I teach you the Kushites taught the Egyptians? You said, show me. Show you what? Go look it up. Didn't I teach you that? Roll the corn. Hold on, man. You think this shit a joke? You think it's a joke? Hold on. Let me go back. I might can't even find these receipts, man. I ain't got time to look for these receipts today. Bro. It's too much. It's too much. Hold on. Roll the corn. I can't find them today, bro. I ain't gonna do all that. There was a whole lecture. I'm whacked out right now. But anyway, you got some more melanated Indians from Illinois. I just threw it here just to show you. Right? Cahokia, Illini Indians, melanated, fire. They said they are the descendants of mound builders. Watch this. Watch this. Just like I taught it. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Where is it? Let me find the receipt. Kakaskia and Cahokia tribes told him that the mounds had been built by their ancestors. Kakaskia and Cahokia tribes. Kakaskia. Here we go. Hold on. Kakaskia Indians. The Fighting Illini. Kakaskia Indians, their ancestors built the mounds. Melanated Indians. Playing lacrosse. Roll the corn. That's fire. That ain't, and I just winged that one. That was winged. But what I want to tell y'all is, bro, they said the Cahokia Indians were Negroes. I got receipts with the Cahokia Indians Negroes, right? Roll the corn. So, like I was saying, the Kushites taught the Egyptians Ma'at. The Kushites were experts with the bow and arrow. That's American. The Kushites irrigated the Nile River for agriculture. That's American. The Kushites were expert miners of gold and silver and copper. That's American. Kushites had gold. Egyptians didn't have no gold. That's American. I'm here to learn, not to be on the bullshit. This ain't no bullshit, big dog. See, that's the problem, man. You're not listening, bro. Listen and go learn, bro. I'm not here to play with you, brother. I make it entertaining just because, this is what we do. But I'm not here to play with nobody, bro. If I give you a nugget, just go research it. The Kushites taught the Egyptians Ma'at, brother. They taught them about Horus and Haru ideology and all of that. Go look it up. It ain't hard to find. So when you do the research on the Kushites, everything they are doing are mound building things. They are miners of minerals. They are experts with the bow and arrow, right? Tasseti is the land of the bow. That's them. They irrigated the Nile and grew corn and crops that did nobody else grow on the Nile, bro. They came to that area. You can Google that, bro. It ain't even hard to find. Roll the corn. See, it's hard to teach people when everybody want to attack. Calm down and just listen and just go look at it for yourself, bro. That's all you got to do. Now, I'm going to do this on the screen because I want to teach you something. I'm going to do this on the screen. Hold on 1 second. Let me find the receipt. Let me get their receipt. Hold on. Give me a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2 in the chat. Let me find this receipt. Let me find this receipt. Let me find this receipt. Hold on. Okay. Kushites are the first people with Ma'at on the Nile River, people. First people with Ma'at. Nubia were deeply influenced. Let me find the receipt. Let me find the receipt. The agricultural practices go with Ma'at, right? Ain't no agriculture practices on the Nile before the Kushites got there. So Ma'at was bought by the Kushites to the Nile. The Egyptians weren't the people who done it. I wish I could find my receipt. I can't find it today. But agriculture, the spirituality of the agriculture field, that's where Ma'at started it, right? And that's where they taught the Egyptians. The Kushites were on the Nile way before Egyptians were on the Nile. Kushites was there first. They were the first thriving civilization on the Nile. The Kushites. Egyptians were there, but they were not thriving, right? They were getting gold from the Kushites. They were learning how to shoot bow and arrows from the Kushites. They were learning agriculture, spirituality, and Ma'at from the Kushites. Kushites is the first big, large, and all of them was melanated people, right? The first pharaohs, Namar, Taharka, things like that. Kushites. Then they intertwined with Egyptians. The blood started mixing with Egyptians. And they taught them everything. That's why Kushites and Egyptians are saying their ancestors come from Punt or the beloved land. You see what I'm saying? So they was taking trips back to Mexico, in the area of Teotihuacan, getting avocados and getting baboons and corn seeds and stuff like that, bringing it back to Africa. So what you research is Hatshepsut and the trip to Punt, right? Hatshepsut and her trips to Punt. She said that's the land of her ancestors. That's the beloved land, the land of milk and honey. That's where that come from, right? So it's an era in Egyptian history where they are going back and forth to Punt. It's like 4 or 5 pharaohs going back and forth to Punt, back and forth to Punt. They put it on the wall. And on the wall in Egypt, that's where the corn pops up. That's when the corn start popping up on the wall in Egypt, right? Let me see. That's when the corn started popping up in Egypt. Oh, that receipt so old. I might have to bring that back up too. But I want you to understand that all this stuff is connected, bro. All this stuff is connected. All of it. Throughout history, it's a connection between all of this teaching. Right, here go another Olmec picture too. Melanated people. Melanated people. I'm just gonna tell y'all off the top of my head because I just had my receipts together for the lecture I was gonna do today. But I'm gonna tell y'all off the top of my head, brother. Sumerian knowledge is mound builder knowledge, right? Look up the Nineveh corn tablets. Sumerians also talked about people coming from another area teaching them agriculture. And they became Atlanteans, right? Egyptians talked about people coming to bring them agriculture teachings. And they called them Atlanteans also, but those were the Kushites. They don't want to teach you that. The Kushites taught the Egyptians. All that Sumerian knowledge came from mound builders building mounds called tails in these areas, irrigating the Euphrates and Tigris River. And that's where that knowledge comes from. And all this astrology and different deities and stuff came off the astrology of agriculture that came to these areas in the Middle East and in Africa, right? Israel sits on a mound. Jerusalem sits on a mound. You got to understand the first culture that was there is the culture they are writing about in these religious books. So once you understand the ancient culture of the mound building culture, you understand these people's culture, right? Who the Atlanteans come from? The Atlanteans come from America, champ. Atlanteans come from America. Know how I know? Advanced agriculture come from America. Talking about a flood that flooded out the areas of where they were from. Africa not the place where the flood came from. Africa ain't got no water for no flood. Middle East can't flood. The flood came from American territory. So the people who talking about the flood, and the flood stories that made it all the way to Africa and the Middle East, the flood came from American stories that transpired over to the Middle East and Africa. That's why they get the flood. That's why they talk about the flood in the Bible, right? That's an old story coming from American floods. The Mississippi River floods, the Amazon River floods, all that stuff up through America floods, right? And Egyptians talked about primordial mounds. Primordial mounds, primordial water. The first man came from mounds. Choctaw got the same story. The first man came from mounds. So it's a connection right there. When you connect the Mississippian culture to what we are the Atlanteans. Our bloodline is the Atlanteans, bro. Yes. Atlantean comes from people who are teaching about the Atlas star. People who are teaching about the Atlas star are Atlanteans, right? Mounds in America are aligned with the Pleiades star system. Mounds in America, listen to me closely. Mounds in America are created. Not no connection to the empire of Haiti. The original people of Haiti came from the mainland, sunshine. The original people of Haiti came from the mainland. to the islands, right? The knowledge came from the mainland to the islands, even though that is American, still American islands in culture originally, but the people came from the mainland with the knowledge. So you have to trace it back to the mainland, Miss Sunshine. Arawak and Taino come from the mainland. They don't come from, they wasn't born on the island. Them tribes went to the islands and started doing things their ancestors taught them, as in mound building, as in agriculture growing, right? That's the original people of that land, Taino Arawak. But people try to mix the Taino in with the Ottoman Empire, and that's a lie. Taino was there thousands of years, long time before any other type of Moroccan or European or Spanish or French or anybody came over there. It's not the same people. They came over there and mixed with the original people and then put all that other ideology on top of their culture. But Taino were mound builders, just like Choctaws. That's our real culture. Until other people came and put all this other stuff on top of them. Them people not from no Morocco. That's not a Moroccan empire. Those are original people of the land, right? I'm capping. Block. That's common knowledge. So what we have to do is, Sunshine, we have to take the indoctrination of these other cultures putting things on our original culture. So what we do is we have to go back far enough to learn that these people come from the mainland before any African influence, before any French, Spanish, European, before any influence. I don't care if they melanated or not. Before any influence came to the land, what were we doing? What kind of people were we? That's how we got to learn it. We can't learn it after the French came, after Morocco came. We can't learn it then. It's tainted at that point. It's tainted at that point, right? So people can teach anything from a tainted perspective if they have an agenda to teach tainted information. I don't do that. I'm not going to teach you nothing about no melanated Indian that happened after 1492, because that's when all the history was switched up and tainted and told the wrong way. I'm going to try to teach it before they got here and try to separate it. As if I do go after 1492, I got to separate the knowledge, because it's the truth and it's a lie in that story, right? And the lie about the islands is these empires are the original people of the islands. That's not true. I can prove that in 3 minutes. Not true. All that John Baptiste Chicago dude, that dude is a Moor, man. He got on some damn French ass clothes. That dude, I don't know. They're not the original people of the land. That is a misnomer. So we gotta break all that up. See, some people teach from the standpoint of that's the original people, but it's not. It's not. If you incorporate a government in some type of governmental system of people, they're not the original people. So all that first president, the first guy to start in Chicago, the first guy, get the fuck out of here. No, that is not true at all, bro. So, what I finna say? But what we have to do is go and research what they find in the mounds, and then research Kushite and Egyptian and Sumerian artifacts, compare them to mound builders artifacts in America, and you're gonna see the resemblance. Big resemblance. Then once I find the corn over there, I know where it come from. It come from here. Yeah, it's complicated, but I'm giving you the blueprint. What was the place before the government systems? What was in place before the government system? It was tribes. It was tribes, people, before the government system got here. The mound building culture broke out into tribes, right? Tribes. The names been misconstrued. They've been whitewashed and all of that, man. We got Choctaw and Creek and Chickasaw and Muskogee and Yamasee. It was tribes that were descendants from the mound builders. Was they beefing? The ancient culture wasn't beefing because they was meeting up at different mound complexes, trading goods. They were trading. The people of the Atlantic coast were bringing mussels and conch fish and shellfish. The people of the Midwest was bringing copper and iron ore and things like that. The people of the Mississippi Delta were bringing different things. They were meeting up for pilgrimage at mound complexes, at sacred sites, meeting up, trading goods. That's why you find Atlantic coast seashells all the way in Wisconsin. Atlantic coast seashells all the way on the Mississippi Delta. You find Mississippi Delta red clay pottery all the way in Florida. They trading goods. It had to be some type of peace on the land to be doing all this trading and all of these pilgrimages of the corn festival and the spring festival and things like that. So when my research on the ancient culture, they was at peace. They were just trading goods at peace with each other. Now, over time, that might have changed when all this misdirection and different people started coming and, but at first it was peace. It was nature's loving people trading goods of nature at mound complexes, doing some type of pilgrimage for some type of spring festivals and holidays. Right? And that's what I saw at first. So start reading about Atlantean agriculture, Atlantean astrology. It's going to lead you right back to America. Every time. Because Atlantean agriculture is irrigation, people. Everybody was irrigating in ancient times. The people here was irrigating. The Mississippi River is irrigated from top to bottom, right? So the irrigation that came with the people's knowledge of irrigation of rivers in deserts, we irrigated the Colorado River before we irrigated the Nile River. We learned it from the desert of the southwest of America. Then these people moved around in the teachings and it got to the Nile. And they irrigated the Nile. You just don't pop out in the desert and prosper like that. You got to learn that from your ancestors and through ancient culture. We had already learned how to irrigate rivers before we ever got to Africa. In the Middle East also. So the original people of the Sumerians and the original people of Kush are our people. The line of kings the Sumerians were talking about, them people come from here, man. Those are descendants from people from here. If they can build a pyramid, they sure enough could build a boat. Roll the coin. Now y'all starting understanding, man. This stuff real. These people were knowledgeable. These wasn't no dumb people. Middle East is the Ohio Valley. See, we got to stop comparing America to Egypt, to Egypt in the Middle East. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that. You know why? Because our land is the first land cultivated like that. We are the original land of cultivation and smarts for food growing and irrigation. So we cannot keep comparing the desert to the promised land. Stop comparing a 1972 beat up ass Chevrolet to original, untouched. We are. Listen, our land is paradise, people. This is paradise. We got fish. It was even sharks in the Mississippi River, people. We had lions in Mississippi, people. They found lion bones in Mississippi, bigger than African lions. This is the real paradise. They fucked it up. That's what y'all don't understand. You looking at how it is today and you think this how we had the biggest birds, woolly mammoths, lions, giraffes, monkeys, everything hopping around the Mississippi. Sharks in the river. They find shark bones in the river. With the most fertile land on the face of the earth. Right there on the Mississippi River in the Mississippi Delta. That is God's chosen people's land, people. The desert can never be God's chosen people's land. The land was growing all type of fruits and vegetables and beautiful fish, and we put mounds right there and irrigated it and ate food and celebrated the spring, and we celebrated nature, and we celebrated the storing of the crops right there in the Mississippi, on the Mississippi River. Mounds are 5,000 years older than pyramids in Egypt, people. So the teaching started right there. The teaching of harmony and balance and agriculture and touch with nature started in Mississippi and Louisiana area. Now, thousands of years go by, people started attacking these people, and they started moving around. They went to South America. They went across the Bering Strait, started building shit over there in China. They started building shit in Mesopotamia. People started hitting boats from South America after they evolved, hitting Africa. You got to start putting it together. The real story is it started right there. I just showed y'all the other day in Arkansas, it was a population of 11 million people in Arkansas, in the area of southern Arkansas. 11 million melanated mound building Indians. So, who are the ancestors of all these people? Where did they go? Did they spread out? What was going on? Right? So, when you put the corn agriculture with astrology, we know the mound builders had astrology because mounds are aligned with Orion's belt. They align with the Sirius star. They align with Arcturus. They align with every star alignment you could think of is aligned right there in the southeast. Right? Auriga stars, mounds on the ground in Mississippi and Louisiana. All of those alignments are gods in Egypt. Arcturus is a god in Egypt. Right? Where did they get that from? You got to start understanding the star alignment became deities. Who created the star alignment? The mound builders did. Not Egypt. Egypt already had a blueprint for pyramids, people. These people in America already had done it out from mind to hand, put this stuff together. Then they started documenting after, and it went down to the bloodline through the people and made it to Egypt, made it to Samaria. You see what I'm saying? Because the corn right there in both of them places. So you got to understand where it came from, right? The mound builders are the oldest people on the face of the earth in North America to put star alignments with structures on the ground for season changes, for agriculture. That's what we got to learn. When we learn it, and then you go back through how old the mounds are, Louisiana mounds are 11,000 years old. Egypt is 5,500 years old. Samaria is 6,000 years old. Not older than over here. So the Mississippi River is not the Nile. The Mississippi River is the Mississippi River. The Nile is the desert, people. The original knowledge was created on the Mississippi River. The Nile is just a representation of our people going over there and colonizing the desert. They're just like you traveling. If I'm from Mississippi and I travel to California to see Keisha the Hood Princess, I'm still from Mississippi. That don't mean I'm from California. So y'all, you can't call me a Californian because I came from Mississippi. So you can't call the Mississippian culture an Egyptian or a Kushite. He's still a Mississippian culture. They just put different names on it when they got to Africa, right? That's all what happened. We populated that area and turned it into what it is today. Simple. And the only difference is in Africa, they were unharmed for a long time. So they lived there for a long time before they started getting attacked, right? Kushites. Our people on this land was getting attacked the whole time. See, Mongolians weren't running through Africa. Oh, Keisha, I know you people from Arkansas. I already know. I'm just talking. I'm just putting a narrative together. I know. We gotta realize that. Think about it. I'm gonna get out of here in a second though, but think about this. They are calling these people God's chosen people because they are in tune with nature, the earth, and the sky. Heavens, the underworld, and the earth. They got this in their ideology. They are wearing feathers because they are the first teachers of Ma'at. Kushites are wearing feathers, people. Kushites wearing feathers on their head. Go look. Look on the walls in Kush. They got feathers on their head, people. There's a connection to Ma'at. There's a connection to America. You kind of got to stop looking over that stuff. Egyptians ain't wearing, they were wearing a Ma'at feather, but Kushites, all of them wore feathers. Falcon feathers. But they started using ostrich feathers for Ma'at because that was the only bird over there that they had in the area, the ostrich, right? So when you put all this stuff together, man, you could learn. You could learn it. You could learn. You can learn it. Yeah, Kemet from America created a colony on the Nile River. That's a trading center, people. Our people are traders, people. Our people moved around the world and traded goods and taught knowledge. We are traders. We not traders like a trader. We are trader, Traders. We traded goods. So we are there with corn and gold and we trading goods. We hustling. We moving around. You know what I'm saying? We getting to it. Everybody else sitting in one spot. We been trapping. Everybody else sitting in one spot hoping it fall out the sky. We getting on boats, taking corn and gold and knowledge to the Nile. That is a trading post, people. Mound builders had trading posts. That's why the mounds were there as ceremonial. They were trading goods at mound complexes. And they kept putting mounds around the world still trading goods. You got to understand your culture. You got to learn your culture before you could try to debunk something. Learn your real culture. We moving around shitting it and getting it. We're not sitting around in one spot. Y'all messing with us over here. We finna go over here where ain't no mess at. But everywhere we go, people are attacking us because they don't have the things and the knowledge we have and the process we have. They are attacking us. We are virtuous. We got crops. We got gold. We got big cities, pyramids and mounds. And these people don't have nothing. They don't even know the science of building this stuff at that point. That's why they call these people Hebrews or God's chosen people or Atlanteans, because they knew these people Hebrews or God's chosen people or Atlanteans because they knew that these were great people. They looking at you being great. Random Africans on the Nile ain't got no pyramids, no food, no corn, no irrigation, no gold. Yes, Egypt was like that before we got there. We pull up, we got gold, we rocking gold, we building pyramids and mounds, we irrigating the river, putting crops out there. They like, damn, what is that yellow crop? We ain't never seen that yellow crop. Corn popping up. Corn is growing on the Nile right now, people. I got receipts of corn growing in ancient Kush still to this day. Them God's chosen people. They looking up to the sun. These people looking up, these people out here at night looking at the stars. We ain't never seen no people like this. They spiritual. They got a belief system. Thou shalt not kill and steal and destroy. That stuff real, man. Y'all just out here just winging it. We got a whole civilized way of living. That's ma'at. You start teaching that becomes powerful in areas that it never been in. That's why they write about us in all these books. Talking about the sunken island of Atlantis. It ain't sunk. It's still there. Atlantis ain't sunk, big dog. It's still there. It's a couple of little sunken areas that's small, like Lake Titicaca, with the buildings up under the lake by Teotihuacan. But most of Atlantis is not underwater. It's right there. You standing on it. You standing on it. Right? And bro, and I hate to say this, bro, but the more and more I research, I'm starting not to believe in Lemuria, bro. For real. I'm starting not to believe in Lemuria, bro. I'm starting to believe that our people was already, we just from this area. They didn't come from nowhere. These mounds too old. The teachers right there. The Mississippian culture symbols look just like the symbols of Mu. I'm like, are this just the North American mound building culture that they tried to make sound like it's some type of mythology? I'm really starting to believe that, bro. The more and more I study, bro, it looks like they try to make our people mythology, bro. Like all our first places were underwater. All our first places were coming out the sky. It's like they don't want us to know we from right here. Yeah, Queen Mu was a Mayan. Yeah, that's way down the line. But the research is showing me ain't nothing out there under the water that could have been the place where all our people came from. It got to be here. Now, somebody could prove me wrong, and I'm not saying I'm always right, but I'm starting to believe, bro, through my research, that ain't no Lemuria. I know it ain't no Atlantis. They just called America Atlantis. I already know that. But I'm starting to think Mu is just a teaching from mound builders. It just was passed down. Because you hear Mu around the Mayan times. That's way after the Mayan Codex shows portals. That could be meaning for anything, bro. Like, a lot of these artifacts mean all type of crazy stuff, bro. Like, when I break some of these artifacts down, they mean the simplest thing, but they look so elaborate, but they mean the simplest thing. Right? You see a dragon with wings and horns, you think it's a griffin. Whole time they talking about a star alignment. You see what I'm saying? You see an owl, wisdom. Whole time they talking about a star. So then you got to start realizing that the people put this together after star alignments, and you have to break down the star alignments to break down the artifacts or understand what are they trying to say with these artifacts. Right? So it's deep, bro. But we still studying, we still researching. You could be right. But the more and more I look into this stuff, man, like we come straight from this land. Because when you talk about Lemurians, the first time they started talking about Lemurians was Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta in California, right? Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta, it was an ancient culture that lived there. It is mounds all around the mountain, right? They try to make this like some type of alien Lemurian type of shit, but it's mounds all the way around Mount Shasta, and then they dug holes up in the mountain and made rooms, right? That's mound building culture. And then they was buried with Lemurian crystals, so-called Lemurian crystals, but they really quartz crystals. Quartz crystals been buried with mound builders all across America, from California all the way to New York. So you just can't say they from another place, because the same crystals they find in the area of California is found in New York. So they just digging quartz crystals anyway. They mineral diggers, right? They try to make the quartz seem like it's some type of space thing, or, you know, I don't know, man. I got to break it down another day, but y'all get what I'm saying. They try to make us a race of people that never existed, bro. I'm going to say it like that. Every time our people pop up with something ancient, it's always some Pleiadian, Lemurian, Atlantean, some type of name they put as a mystery over our people's real existence, and they use it to counteract us, to make us think that this shit is some type of fairy tale. This ain't no fairy tale, bro. Ain't no fairy tale. They say we disappeared. They say we just up and left the temples, the pyramid. We just left it. That's the story they give to you. So we got to study it a little different from a people, because real people built these places. So we just can't keep putting fairy tales over the top of our real history. Right? We can't do that. Somebody, in a lot of these places, then people unalived our people, bro. See, that's the part of the knowledge that they tell you, the fairy tale that everybody left, because they don't want to tell you they hurt our people. Our people got hurt for them castles and mounds and artifacts and gold and living on these big, beautiful places on the water. They unalive people for that. They try to act like it's just, they just left. But they unalived our people. A lot of our people got unalived, bro. You're right, it's not mythology. This is true. But like I say, they try to make us teach it as mythology, like it's not a real people that died, that built these beautiful places. Real people got unalived there. Now, I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. I'm just rambling at this point. Follow Keisha the Hood Princess, my moderator. Keisha, I already know you from Arkansas, girl. Don't play with me. You know I got a great memory. Your people from Arkansas. Follow Casey Macon, man. Casey Macon, roll the coin. Subscribe to my YouTube. The link is in my TikTok. Subscribe to my TikTok live so you won't miss this. If you do miss my TikTok live, catch it on YouTube later that day, a couple hours later. You can catch the whole thing. Like I say, my Instagram got 15,000 followers out of nowhere. I posted a couple videos. It went crazy. Appreciate y'all support on there. And like I said at the beginning of this live, I don't know nothing about no Moors, no Freemasons. I don't know nothing about none of that. I have never been a part of none of that. I just want to say that out my own mouth. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all get out my comments talking about that. That's crazy. But I put that in the front of this video. I just love to see the people starting to open up the mind to all of the things these people have done to us. And when I speak about it, I speak from a point to where I'm just trying to show you what things are and where they come from. I'm not trying to say that it's me. I'm saying that this is where they come from, right? If you call yourself the Prince of Pan-Africanism, you are saying it because you got the name from Prince Hall Masonic Lodge. That's why you are the Prince of Pan-Africanism after Prince Hall. Prince Hall taught to go back to Africa. That's common knowledge, bro. Don't put that on me. That's just common knowledge of how them people operate, right? So if anybody learned anything, bro, throughout my videos or throughout the YouTube videos of my lives, man, I just want to, that's what drives me. I'm not driven by nothing else. I'm just driven by my people learning the truth. And if we get enough people under the truth, we can do what we want to do on our land. We just got to get enough people under the truth, right? And that's what I strive to do, get enough people under the truth, and then we come together and do something about it. That's what my goal is. I have no other goals, right? So I love y'all, and I'm in love with you, man. Galil at the gun, roll the corn. I love y'all because I know who y'all are. God's chosen people. We know the truth now. Y'all have a great day.